coming into a seated position, you can crisscross your ankles or align your ankles with the navel, or come into whatever position is most comfortable for you to have a seat for a few minutes. Bringing your right hand underneath your right sit bone, rocking back and forth a couple times, and replacing it onto your lap, just noticing the differences from buttock to buttock, and then other side, left side a couple times, and rooting the energy down deeper. Hand in front to the pubis bones, hand in back to the tailbone area, reminding yourself of the distance from front to back of the pelvic floor, and hands to lap. And then finally, hands wrap around from the low back all the way to the midline towards the belly button. Doing that a few times for the transverse abdominal awareness. And mindfully telling yourself to connect the pelvic floor with the transverse abdominals, and they help to formulate some of the core muscles. Shift the gaze towards the earth or allow the eyes to close. The crown of the head still stays lifted to the sky, and the shoulders melt away from the ears, and the hands rest in the lap. Breathing in deeply. Exhaling completely. Noticing the state of your breath, the inhale and the exhale, as you come into some pelvic floor exercises and raising your awareness. So the inhale, the pelvic floor softens and widens. And then the exhale, drawing the sit bones towards one another and the pubis bones and tailbone inwards and upwards towards the navel and the navel towards the heart. And then inhale, softening the navel, softening the space of the pelvic floor, and the bone parts widen and open. Now envision picking up a cotton ball from the anus. So you're drawing the cotton ball in and up, and then the inhale slowly lowers the cotton ball all the way back down to the earth, letting go completely. And once again, picking up the cotton ball, drawing it inwards and upwards so you feel a pull from front to back all the way in and up, navel towards the heart. And then inhale, slowly lowering with control, releasing and letting the cotton ball go completely. One last time, exhale, picking up the cotton ball from the anus, drawing it inwards and upwards. And then inhale, slowly lowering it back down with great strength and awareness, letting it go completely. And keep letting it go and visualize the cotton ball there on the earth and letting it go. And keep letting the muscles go. Now you're connected back into the root chakra, into the space of stability and security. From here, bring the hands in front of the heart, rubbing them back and forth. Noticing the friction between the palms, whether it's smooth or rigid, maybe dry. And feel the warmth of your own energy getting warmer. With an inhale, place the palms over the eyes. Exhale with a sigh. Draw the heels of the hands down to the chin. Palms together in front of the heart, thumbs resting at the sternum. The head tilts in as a gentle bow towards yourself and towards this ancient practice. Reminding yourself that you are the chosen parent, that you are enough. Setting an intention by repeating after me. I am enough just the way I am. I am enough just the way I am. I am enough just the way I am. We'll seal this intention in with one sweet Om. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely, and then inhale. Om. Lowering the hands down to the lap, drawing the chin to the heart, blinking the eyes open, lifting the gaze. Coming into a Z sit. So you're going to sweep the the right leg behind you. And you can stay up on a cushion if you're on a cushion, or you can remove it. And you might feel a stretch from the inner thigh. You might not. You might feel it more in the outer hip. Everyone's a little bit different. So rooting both sit bones towards the earth. You might notice that the right one is a little bit more lifted. Try to root it down and back. If it's off of the earth, place an edge or corner of a blanket or pillow underneath just the right sit bone. From here, inhale, sweep the right arm up and over, fold over to the side. Extend your fingertips out and around in front of you, and then sweep back up and over. So you're creating these big circles stretching out in front of you. And one more time. And now going in the opposite direction. So the left arm will reach up and over, and then extending out in front of you. Reaching up and over. Feel your breath as you move. Notice where you'd like to inhale and exhale. Last time. And coming back to center and switch feet. So right leg is in front, left leg sweeps to the back. And notice here too, sit bones rooting down. So if the left one wants to come up, see if you can lower it back and or scooch a corner of a blanket or pillow underneath the left sit bone. Same thing, sweeping up with the left arm up and over and reaching out in front. Big breath in. And around. And a couple more times. Moving at the pace that works for you. So if you do more or less than I'm cueing, that's great. This is your practice. And then other side. And last circle. And coming back to seated. Rolling onto your hips so that your feet are on the floor, knees to the sky. You can scooch off of a blanket or pillow if you've been on one. Find the middle of the mat with your sit bones as we prepare to lay down on the back. So forearms come onto the earth. And then gently lowering the back of the head onto the mat. Feet are planted on the floor. And then draw the knees in towards the heart so that the shins remain more parallel to the earth than up to the sky or towards your hips. So shins more parallel as much as is available. And the knees can be pretty close to you. You want to have your natural curve in the spine so that you're not pressing the rib cage up or the tailbone down. You want that sweet spot where you can be here for a while and have control. So the in-breath is going to be still in the physical sense. So the in-breath is where we pause and have stillness in the body. The exhale breath is where you're going to move. So feet are flexed and active. And the inhale, belly domes, pelvic floor softens. And then the exhale, we're going to exhale with a shh as you hinge the right foot heel towards the earth. Inhale. And then exhale, shh, back up. Inhale, other side. Exhale, shh, planting the heel all the way down. Inhale, soften and release. Exhale, shh, pelvic floor draws in and up, navel towards the heart. So the inhale is when we find stillness. Exhale, pelvic floor will draw in, navel towards the heart as you shh out. Inhale will be soft and open and stable. Exhale where we get the extra support of the pelvic floor and abdominal engagement. Couple more times, inhaling and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, one more time each side. And maybe this time, no shh, and just breathe out through the lips. Pausing here. And then hug the knees in. And then lower one foot at a time back to the mat. Stretch the legs out long, circling the arms up overhead. Big pencil stretch. Breathe into the abdomen. And let it go. Good. Plant the feet back onto the floor. Scooch the hips over towards the right side of the mat, rolling onto your left side. And we're going to roll all the way over onto the belly. So staying as close to the earth as possible. Coming into I Dream of Genie arms. So I Dream of Genie, one arm is going to be on top of the other arm. Forearms are parallel to the short edge of the mat. And they're not interwrapped around each other, just stacked one on the other. Forehead rests on the top forearm, walking the legs closer together. Tops of the feet press down into the earth. From here, bring your awareness back into your pelvic floor. Pelvic floor draws in and up, navel towards the heart, tailbone towards the heels. Just this idea of drawing inwards and upwards. It doesn't have to be a huge feeling or sensation. The idea and intention is more than enough. Bringing movement into this posture. Inhale. And then as you exhale, pelvic floor and navel to the heart, lift. So if you have your left forearm on top, you're going to lift the right leg. If you have the right leg or right forearm on top, you're going to lift the left leg and then lower back down. So the inhale will soften here, and the exhale is where you're going to move. Inhale, we'll lower down. Exhale, stability, movement. Inhale, rest. Exhale. And it can feel different and new if you're used to breathing in the opposite direction. So do what works for you. We just really want to be mindful and aware of our abdomen and pelvic floor, giving the support when the body is moving. And last one on this side. Rest here. Now flip the arms and other side. So exhale, we'll lift. Inhale, we'll lower. So the forehead stays glued to the forearm the whole time. Keep going at the pace of your breath. Toes are pointed. And you're trying to lift as much of the leg off the floor as possible. So maybe the thigh comes off, or maybe the thigh doesn't. It's all about your intention and where your range of motion is today. A couple more times on the side. Last time. And rest. From here, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, pelvic floor and navel to the heart. Draw up through table into child's pose. Knees wide, hips sink to the heels. The forehead can rest on the earth or your hands. Breathing in and exhaling completely. About 3 to 5 breaths here. Feeling the hips sink to the heels and allowing your breath to fill the rib cage, the sides, the back, the sides, the front. And then walking the hands underneath the shoulders. Once again, exhale, press down to come up. And return to a seated position. From here, sitting up tall, breathing in deeply, exhaling completely. Feel yourself grounded and aware. Notice your connection to the pelvic floor and how this awareness has grown over time. And then the final posture, and what is helpful in all of our lives, is legs up the wall. It's one of my favorite postures as a parent. So I'm going to scooch my mat so the short edge of the mat is up the wall, is towards the wall. And then from here, it's super ungraceful, but once you're in, it's really nice. Hands are going to come back behind you. Hips are pretty close to the wall. They don't have to touch the wall, but they can touch the wall. And you're going to slowly walk your feet up the wall as you come onto the forearms, scooching and walking your hips towards the wall, and then lower it down onto your back. And from here, you can use the strength of your forearms to press into the floor to scooch your hips closer to the wall if you'd like to be closer. Ankles are resting on the wall. You can rock your feet back and forth. Palms open up to the sky. Rock your head from side to side. And take a deep breath in. Big exhale out. One more time, big breath in. And let it go. The space between the brows softens. The eyes may close. The tongue depresses from the roof of the mouth. And you're fully supported from the earth below you and the wall. And stay here for a while. When you're ready to get out, you'll walk your feet down the wall, so the feet are on the wall. You'll scooch the hips over to one side and roll onto one side of your mat or your body, and then lift yourself up into a seat. But go here and be here for about 3 to 5 minutes. If you start to feel nauseous or dizzy, or it doesn't feel like the right posture for you today, then simply walk your feet down the wall, roll over to one side, and lift yourself up. For now, welcome this posture as a state of rest to help decompress any anxieties so you can be clearer in mind and body.